We're good. I had another spillage.
I've just done it again.
Just done it exactly. Is it spilled again?
No, it's not. I'm just going to
Oh,
put it
thank goodness.
right there. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to episode number
15
of
2 tickets, please.
2 tickets, please.
And this week it was really 2 tickets, please. I mean,
we
thought we might have.
4 tickets.
It was 4 tickets.
I may have messed up slightly. I may or may not have accidentally booked the tickets for the wrong date and on the way to the cinema. No, maybe like 20 minutes before we left in the car, gone, oh, that's weird. My tickets have gone. Booked it for the day before. Maybe.
So we're like, 2 tickets, please.
Please have 2 tickets, please.
Yeah.
And actually, it ended up being kind of okay because, I mean, the tickets I did have booked for the wrong day, were primo tickets.
Like good real estate.
To me, a primo ticket is 2 together. Obviously, I have to sit with you, otherwise I'm not going. And next to the stairs.
Yeah, so you don't disturb anybody if you need to go to do a wee-wee.
Yeah, I just always like an escape route. And I had like 3 rows from the back booked right by the stairs. Prime real estate. Turns out I'd booked for the Monday, not the Tuesday. So that left us with, unfortunately, 2 in the very, very front of the cinema.
We sat down in these seats, and I think my neck cracked as I sat down and looked up at this giant screen. And it was on the trailer for Waste Men, actually.
You actually couldn't really see it.
We were watching, and I was like, I can't see all points of this screen at the same time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And then you said you looked on your phone at the booking again. We rather cheekily saw 2 empty seats that sometimes when you book, some of you might have experienced this as well, that there's often 2 seats that you just can't book. And we found out when we made our way to those seats, we were like, there'll be nobody sitting there. Nobody can book them. It'll be okay. It was okay, but we realized why nobody could book them because
they didn't recline.
They did not recline in the full theater of people reclining.
So that's why they're grayed out. You can't click on them, and that makes so much sense. And now that I know that, I'm less annoyed when I can't book them.
Yeah,
that I know they're not recliner. But I could not see. Hello. Like you couldn't actually see the movie.
It wouldn't
so we had to move. And I do believe we may perhaps need to address the elephant in the room.
Which is?
This is our first video podcast.
Oh yeah, I forgot we hadn't talked about that. We've done this several takes of this already, so not to break the fourth wall or anything, but this is take 3.
We are attempting to record this with visuals. So we're gonna give it a go. If it doesn't work or if you don't like it,
and for the benefit of all you watching, I am wearing the jumper that we got at Disneyland, which you posted on our 2 tickets please Instagram.
I did that go live? I'd scheduled
I believe
it.
So. I saw it.
Nice. You keep looking at the camera.
Am I not meant to?
I think you meant to look at me.
Okay.
But because I think we're supposed to be having a conversation.
I was doing fun with flags. Fun with flags.
You were doing a bit. That was a Big Bang Theory reference for you there. Yeah. Episode number 16. We're gonna give it a whirl with video. If it is impossible, we might abort mission. But just now, we're gonna give it a whirl.
And it also means that we have to do it in longer takes as well. So if little one here barks, we might have to.
Isn't she
have to leave
gorgeous?
It in. So.
Look at her.
She is so sweet.
We have my parents' dog with us, little Bonnie. And if they're able to see this, I don't know if Dad can even see it on Spotify. They'll be delighted that they can see their little dog. Dad texted me this morning saying Button's living her best life.
Yeah.
So my parents' other dog is obviously alone and not being annoyed by this one. So
this one is the bad influence for Button.
She's very loud. But look at her, butter wouldn't melt.
Otherwise, though, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been really good, thanks. We went to the thing I wanted to talk about. We went to a very fun restaurant experience with your friends.
Yeah, it was great.
We went to Trust. And it was called Trust by Moodoo.
Yep.
And you don't see the menu. You just go
in and have to trust. Yeah. it was rather stressful because having to trust people, and then you've got dietary requirements as well.
So they'll cater to any dietary requirements, and they serve you 10 courses of food without telling you what is in it at all. What did you think?
I don't know about you, but it came out pretty rapid, and which made it feel like 10 courses felt like 6.
Yeah, it was a well-oiled machine. She just like kept them coming.
And me and David had the wine pairing.
You did
as well. Shout out to David for calling the Chardonnay straight away.
Yes, shout out to David.
He didn't even sniff it or taste it. He just saw the slightly off color of it, and he was like, "Chard."
And then he kept doing it, like he kept trying to guess it with the waitress, and she kept going, "No, you're wrong." And he'd be like, "Oh, really?" Like, no, sorry, you're wrong. It was a really fun, really cool experience. Your friends from Australia are heading back there now, so it was nice.
David's headed back there already.
Yeah.
He headed back on Monday, I think.
And Charlotte's going next week, so
yeah,
it was nice to just hang out with them and sit down and do like a really fun tasting menu thing. You got to like write down and guess what was in each course, and then at the end you would open up the menu to see what you'd been served.
I found that quite difficult, because then when you open up the menu to see what you've been served, it didn't say like the ingredients. It said you can get like escargot, and it's obviously snails. We didn't have that, obviously, but it's like a word for the ingredient. Do you know what I mean?
It's like bolognese. You're not saying mint, tomato, carrot, celery. It just says bolognese.
As usual, saying my point much better than I can. Yeah, exactly. So I found that quite difficult.
We were guessing ingredients.
I was the scribe.
Yeah, you were the
scribe. Which
I
think was an oversight by everybody, considering my handwriting, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, I couldn't read it at the end. You got annoyed at me because I couldn't read it. You were like, just give it here.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sorry.
Because I knew exactly what I'd written down, and I was like, oh, just read it.
Just give me the piece of paper. But yeah, we've had a really nice dinner. What have you been up to? How are you doing?
Well, I've been back to work.
Boo.
So Monday, I was meant to go to one of the coaching things that I do, and then that was cancelled. So it meant that I could go to the one that I couldn't go to because of the first one, and it was absolutely Baltic.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Was freezing cold. And the way that the one that I went to works is it's on a artificial grass pitch, and it's just been put in, so it's very new. So they're very strict about the rules on the pitch at the minute.
Yes, one time I went and they would not let me take a hot chocolate onto the pitch, and they shouted at me, and it was freezing, and they said, "No, you cannot come on."
Yeah, I've had my bee in my bonnet about that particular person since then. Obviously, hell hath no fury.
You know what? I don't even mind it. If you need to protect your 3G, you need to protect your 3G. But the fact that other people were on there with their hot drinks and he wasn't stopping everyone, he just stopped me, that annoyed me.
Yeah, and that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
But the big rule is, even at training, is if you're going on the pitch over the white line, you have to wear studded boots.
Yeah.
And it's just so that some 3Gs around, they get all of these kids playing five-a-side, and they all wear their flat shoes, and it just stomps it down and just makes it horrible.
Right.
So they're just trying to create that longevity for the pitch. But they're really, like, the president for that team in particular is really big on me about, Chris, get off the pitch with your flat shoes on. And I'm like, I have a toe over the line.
Do you not wear your boots when you go to...
I do wear my boots, but that meant that Baltic training, I was wearing my boots, but the boots aren't obviously that...
thin.
They're very thin.
Yeah.
So my toes were absolutely freezing.
Because they're designed for you to be like peak athletic performance.
I couldn't feel my toes.
I'm not surprised.
Couldn't feel them. They were numb.
Yeah, there's been a real cold swoop through Scotland, I think. A lot of places are closed. Snow, ice. We've got little Bonster here, little body burrito.
And taking her on a walk in the morning is treacherous.
Taking her on a walk is treacherous. I have fallen over twice this week. Shall we move on to Snack of the Showing?
Snack of the Showing. That's our next one.
What did you have? Snack of the Showing.
This time I went back. I reverted to type. You
said I've been out of the game for too long. Let me get back in.
Let me get back in.
Coach, put me back in.
Guy's a hot dog.
Yes, a massive hot dog.
Yeah, Guy's a big old hot dog.
I didn't realize you could get large hot dogs. Because she was like, do you want regular or large? I didn't realize that was even a thing.
Quit playing.
So
I want a large.
Don't mess with me. Give me a large hot dog. How was it?
It was delicious.
Yeah, you really
The
didn't know
only
them
thing that I would say took it from a 5 out of 5 hot dogs to a 4 out of 5 was because they didn't have any crispy onions to put on the top.
And I clocked they didn't have any crispy onions before
You
you even
clocked it
ordered
straight
it.
away.
I went.
And I was like, it's still salvageable, but yeah.
Yeah.
In my old age, I've gotten into the ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, and you did a
Like, both of
beautiful
them.
like.
I just
looked very aesthetic, looked like a cartoon.
Smother the guy.
Yeah. Did you have anything else?
And a large Diet Pepsi as well, which you also had. And you also, what did you have?
A large sweet popcorn.
Revert to type. We've gone to type, folks.
We've gone back to the OG popcorn hot dog. It was really nice. It was expensive.
Oh, of course.
It was really expensive. It was more expensive than I remember it being. But then I'm thinking maybe last time we got some kind of like combo deal. But it was pricey.
And we still got a 10% off with our Cineworld Unlimited tickets.
We did indeed. And you know what?
Shout out to Cineworld Unlimited.
I really did enjoy my popcorn. I think I maybe should have gone medium.
Yeah?
But
too much?
Yeah, maybe slightly too much. But it was delicious. So
good. Were we in time for the trailers this week?
We were indeed in time for the trailers.
No, I actually haven't got any written down on there.
You're throwing me under the bus completely.
I'm throwing you really hard here. Well, because last week I said I wanted to talk about Waste Men.
Yeah.
And you had one that you wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. Do you want to talk about that particular one as well, or have you got a different one?
So the one I have is actually, I think we'll circle back to that one.
Okay.
The little teaser there for you. But the one actually I was most excited about them being true to what we saw in the cinema this time around was the film Save the Date. Apologies, it's not called Save the Date. That's just like the promo slogan. What's it called?
And it's not Kourtney Kardashian.
It is really not Kourtney Kardashian.
I'm not that familiar with Kourtney Kardashian, it seems.
So it said at the end, like, Save the Date Spring.
Yeah, but it's called The Drama.
Called The Drama. I did not pick up on that at all. It was a slightly weird trailer.
I picked up on The Drama, but I didn't.
You also thought it was Kourtney.
I also didn't correct you there. I also thought it was Kourtney Kardashian. So yeah.
I think it's coming out and it just said springtime. Did you manage to find
a
date? It said
spring. No, I didn't find a date. No.
But anyway, it is. There wasn't really much given away in the trailer at all. It was Robert Pattinson and Zendaya posing very awkwardly for like an engagement shoot, and it's clearly a film about them getting married.
Yeah, it looks like it has all the foundations of a really sweet film, but then the trailer takes a turn when it's like, this is actually what their relationship is like.
Yeah, and it seems like there was alluding to it being fake or something.
Yeah.
It's an A24 film, and The Materialists was also an A24 film, and I'm kind of getting like similar type vibes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'm just like completely invested because you've got two actors that I like that I'm really excited.
You love Robert Pattinson.
I do, because I'm a Twilight gal through and through.
Yeah. Edward
Cullen.
Cullen.
If you cut me in half, I would bleed sparkles.
When he sparkles in the sunlight.
Yeah, obviously.
Is that his blood?
No, I don't think it is. I also enjoy Zendaya's work. And also, we're getting married this year, so anything wedding related, like, you know, when you've got confirmation bias, it just kind of pricks my ears slightly because I'm like listening out for it. So, yeah, anything wedding related, I'm locked in on at the minute. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I also thought this when it came up. I was like, oh, wedding, ding ding.
Do you think you might be interested in coming to see it with me, or do you think it might be one that you skip?
No, very much. I'll be there.
Nice. Now it's time for
our escalator reviews.
Our escalator reviews, the portion of the podcast where we actually review the film that we went to see. Now, what did we go and see?
We went to go and see Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme. Supremely Marty.
You turned to me sort of at the very start of the week and said, I think that this film might be one that people are really into and really talking about, and becomes a little bit more, maybe viral's the wrong word, but
no,
like,
I think
just
viral's
topical.
Yeah, I think viral's probably about right as well.
Yeah, probably about right. But so went to go and see it just to make sure that we don't miss it.
We had seen the trailer maybe like 2, 3 months ago, and as soon as we saw the trailer, I was like, I'm all right. I'm
Yeah, me
okay for
too.
that. I'm not into that.
Me too, because I don't really know. I again, we came out the cinema. And I feel like it was meant to feel like a bit of a biopic, but you thought it felt like a bit more of a comedy.
I think it was like a comedy drama.
Yeah,
It is done by Josh Safdie, and now after we've been to see this film, I've heard a lot of talk about the Safdies' work because of the Safdie brothers, and they've split up, and Josh Safdie's done this one. And we actually, I don't think we've ever sat through a Safdie brothers film
probably not. I don't remember any.
because I was looking through their filmography, and I was thinking, I don't think I've seen any of these.
That's fair.
I
The big one being Uncle Joe.
Uncle John's. Uncle
Uncle
John's.
John's.
I think we might sit down and watch Uncut Gems
I
tonight.
just want to watch that clip.
Uncle John's.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, so I'm kind of keen for that if you'd
Yeah.
like to watch it tonight.
Maybe we end up watching it tonight.
But the trailer we saw was just, it looked like Timothy Chalamet playing ping pong. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not like a huge Timmy girl. A lot of people are Timmy girls. I'm not a Timmy girl. And I'm not really that bothered. Like the trailer was a bit meh, didn't really give much of anything. It was just kind of whatever. And I was like, no, I can leave that one. And then I started hearing all of this like chatter about it, being like, oh, this is one of the films of the year. I was like, that's really weird for a biopic on someone who plays ping pong to be the film of the year.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't really put two and two together. And he won a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor for his role as Marty. So I think that raised, he then did this like really soppy speech to Kylie Jenner, which then obviously went viral online.
And then he's done this whole thing with Subo as well.
Subo
He loves Susan
jacket.
Boyle, which is like the funniest crossover I've ever found out.
And have you seen this thing about him being that secret rapper? Like he's done a rap, like he's in a rap video or something. It's really bizarre.
Oh, I've got no idea about that.
But anyway, he's kind of like all over the place, is our Timmy. Giving these crazy interviews and like dressing completely in orange. But anyway, it just kind of like ignited something, and I was like, oh, I think we should go and watch this because I think not going to watch this will be missing out on it.
Yeah.
I feel the same about what was the Leonardo DiCaprio one that just came out?
One Battle After Another or something
One
like that.
One Battle After Another has reviewed really well and people speak very highly of it. So I'm a little bit annoyed we didn't go and see that.
Maybe it's just the way that those kind of trailers are pitched to us. I don't know. Like I've having been to go see Marty Supreme, I felt like the trailer could have sold me a bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
feel like I could have been more sold on that film because I enjoyed the film, and we'll get to my problems with it later.
Yeah.
But my problems aren't really with the actual film itself, but it's I feel like there was more that they could have given me in the trailer that then would have made me go, oh yeah, let's go see that one. Because we usually watch the trailers and we turn to each other and go, that's a good one. Let's go see that one.
I think we live under a rock slightly as well. So this film, I was doing a bit of research after we went to see it because I wasn't quite sure like what the vibe is. But this film, the marketing budget was like over half of the film's entire budget. It was like 50 million, 70 million to make it.
Just to market it?
Yeah, 50. They spent 70 making it and 50 to market it.
Does that mean they maybe didn't have that much faith in it? Or
I don't really know, but it's the most money they've ever spent on, A24 has ever spent on a film ever, and it's doing really well. But clearly none of those dollars that they've spent on marketing have reached the rock that we live under, because I hadn't really seen it at all. I think I was watching an Instagram reel or something. Someone said something good about Marty Supreme and was like, it's going in my top films of the year. And that, like, I was like, oh, maybe we should go and see it. So that is why we went to go and see it. Obviously, we went to the usual Silver Burn.
Got our snacks.
Sat in the seats that we couldn't see from, had to move. And then the film kicked off.
Yeah, and it was sort of kicked off about this a sort of underdog story of this young American from New York whose just life's ambition was to play ping pong and to table tennis and to go and win the World Open, he called it, in London, which is where it was being held.
The British Open was in London.
Sorry. Wanted to go and win this tournament, and so he managed to enter. He had already beaten the reigning champion or something like that, and he was good friends with him. And we watched the whole competition. He's a bit of a hustler. He doesn't really have a job. He starts off as a shoe salesman, just trying to get the money to get the flights over.
Yeah.
So then he literally lives paycheck to paycheck, or not. Sometimes not even paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes he's robbing people to get the money.
He's literally just robbing people.
But to get the money to be able to enter the next competition or anything like that, and sort of his life's goal. To cut the spoilers in, he gets to the final of the British Open, and he loses to this Japanese table tennis player who is holding the paddle in a certain way, and he blames his grip for why he lost. Anyway, and then his new life's ambition becomes to beat this guy at any point, and ends up having to go through this whole rocky part of his life to be able to get there.
Yeah, it's sort of unfolded in a way that didn't feel like. I went in expecting a ping pong redemption story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was going in expecting like a Smashing Machine. Like that was a biopic film about a guy who was it wrestling? Yep. Oh my gosh. Yep. Yeah, who was into wrestling. And
UFC,
that was it. And what we got was kind of not that at all. And as it was unfolding, I kept sort of expecting it to refocus on the table tennis, and it doesn't. It goes off in complete tangents.
There's this dog as part of the story as well.
The two big tangents, I would say, were the dog, and the Rockwells.
Yes.
So those are the two pieces so we've got the main story of the table tennis flowing through, and then the two branches it sparks out into are the dog and the
rich family, the rich couple, who the husband owns like a pen business, and he starts sponsoring the Japanese guy because of how he holds the paddle.
Yeah.
And then the wife is just getting him into this.
She's an actress.
Yeah.
She's an actress. So Marty has swindled his way into the Ritz when he's been put up for the British Open, and he is being interviewed, and the people doing the interview see Gwyneth Paltrow's character, and they go, "Oh my god, is that who I think it is?" And Marty's this kind of hustler, swindler kind of guy, gift of the gab, massively.
Sees this opportunity for this person who people recognize for him to then be seen with this person, tries to get his way in with her, and then
miraculously
create doors for himself. Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
No, I don't know how he does it either. And he ends up having an affair with her. So that's kind of one branch off. And then the other branch off is that Tyler, the Creator, is in this film.
Terrific cameo.
He
was probably my favorite character.
I'm a Chromacopia girl. Chromacopia. Or that
Clip
song,
that up.
The song that I really like is Good and Sticky. It's good and sticky. He's in this film, and he plays a good friend of Marty's called Wally, and they kind of run a little gig together.
A little game.
And Marty desperately needs money, and they go and get a hotel for the night so they can shower and like regroup and go out and swindle more people.
So they go to the hotel, and they're getting ready to regroup and swindle more people.
Yes. And Marty goes for a bath, and his bath falls through the ceiling and crashes into this old guy and his dog.
After having not heeded the warning from the guy at the front desk.
Yes.
He said, do not use the shower.
And he's like, not going to happen, mate. And so that relationship starts there. The guy's like broken his arm completely and needs someone to take his dog to the vet. And Marty and Wally take the dog to the vet, all sorts of things.
And he's got a bag full of cash as well.
And that side story is the man eventually wants to be reunited. Obviously, he wants to be reunited with his dog that Marty and Wally have actually lost.
'Cause he
After
loves his dog.
after setting those guys from the ping pong bar on fire. Because remember, he pours petrol in their face.
And because they run a little snooker game,
They run
trying to swindle people.
Yeah.
And then those people end up following them because Wally has a taxi business.
Yeah.
He's his own boss and runs his taxi. They need to go and fill the taxi up with petrol. They manage to hustle all this money so then they can get the petrol. And Marty is there just filling it up, and then these guys are chasing them, going on the window, trying to bash the window, and then in Marty's face, and he just ends up spraying them with petrol, and then ends up getting caught on fire at some point.
It was like Zoolander, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In Zoolander, where they spray the Jeep guys and they all go on fire.
It's now a bad time for me to say I've never seen Zoolander.
We've never seen Zoolander. That's crazy to me. It's a great film. Did we not
Maybe we'll review
Zoolander
that one
too together?
No.
My gosh, I'm completely wrong. Okay, what did you actually think of the film proper? What is your review of the film?
I enjoyed it, but I feel like I didn't like Marty.
Okay, tell me why.
I just didn't like him. He was in my view a bit of a wrong-un. As we've spoken about before, infidelity to me is just a bit horrible.
As soon as anyone's cheating, Chris immediately goes off them.
I hate them.
Even if like it's the most like reasonable situation.
No, hate them. Hate them. Because within about 10 minutes of this film starting, he ends up having sex with this girl that he really likes.
No, it's
from
the
home.
first thing that happens. Not 10 minutes. It's the first thing that happens.
Well, there we go. And it's in the back of the shoe shop that he's working in to get the money to be able to pay for his flights. And it's like Normal People. If you guys have seen Normal People, the sex in that is because it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it infinitely more sexy.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
It's much better of a sex scene to me than anything from Wolf of Wall Street.
Why are you bringing up Wolf of Wall Street?
Because there's sex scenes in there.
I don't.
It's one of those like filthy sort of films.
I think I've only sat through Wolf of Wall Street once. It's that's another 3-hour film. I struggle with them.
It's a long one.
So on that, I have on my notes, very spermy opening.
Oh yeah,
because that was real. I didn't like that at all.
That was weird with the opening credits. They had
the girl that he is with, whose name is Rachel, great name,
the best name,
gets pregnant, and throughout the film he denies that it's his kid. So I wonder if the spermy opening, which was grotesque. It was like a biology class video of the sperm traveling through the fallopian tube to find the egg and like fertilizing the egg. And I wonder if that was like to confirm to us, to the audience, that this is his kid, even though he denies it like throughout the entire thing. He's like, nah, not my kid. Nah, she's just a friend. But it's clearly his child. So I'm not quite sure. It was just weird. It was a strange way to open a film.
I think without the spermy opening, we would also be in denial.
Yeah.
Or it's possible that we could be.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly why I think that was used. It was just quite aggressively, man. It was like literally
right there.
The first thing that happened was like,
yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, continue. What else did you have in your review?
I felt that his character just living to compete in this thing. Admirable to have a goal in life. Admirable to feel like you have a purpose. But throughout the film, I felt like he was doing all of these different things that weren't living up to that purpose. He said at one point, I feel like I've got a purpose. My purpose is to win this table tennis match.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, great and all, but why are you in this bloke's taxi? Like, why are you doing this? But it felt like there's so many better ways of doing it. I'm just a different person to that particular character.
Mm.
And I think that when it got to the point at the end of the film where he did win a game against this Japanese table tennis player, that he was celebrating in this, and the rest of the crowd, because it was happening in Japan where he did this game at the end, that all of the crowd were just kind of like, oh, the Americans won. Great.
So it was set in 1953.
Yeah.
So we're talking maybe 52. We're talking less than a decade after the end of the Second World War.
Yeah.
So the context of him being in Japan is quite interesting, I think, anyway.
Oh, it's very interesting. There are so many other interesting things that you could have done with this film, but I I just didn't feel that I cared about his goal. But maybe that's what the filmmaker wanted. Maybe that's what Josh Safdie wanted. He wanted you as the audience to not really to think, oh, that goal's a little bit meh. And then you see his reaction to achieving that at the end, and you're like, oh, he's believed in his goal. That's cool.
I read it completely differently
Okay.
to you. I read it as this hustler, yes, he has like, I almost kind of took it as a cautionary tale about ambition, like how far, like if you let the ambition spiral and you let it take over your moral compass, how far someone might actually go. He's a terrible person. I agree with you. He's screwed over almost everyone in his life to achieve his own aims. He's used everyone as a means to an end, and he is quite unlikable. But I think the film did quite a good job of making me root for him. I think the scene you're talking about when they're in Japan and he eventually beats Endo is, I'm maybe going slightly too deep here, but like a sort of meta criticism of the American dream. Like it was embarrassing almost to see this man be so invested about this silly artificial scenario that had been created. Like he wasn't playing for the championship. He was just playing
It
in an
wasn't
exhibition
even it
match.
wasn't even like a governing body affiliated game.
No, there was 1,000 people in the room, sponsored by some pen company, and there's it just I think when it panned to the crowd and it showed how deflating it was, I just think it was a commentary on. I mean, the ping pong ball literally says "Made in America." I think it's commentary on how embarrassing the Americans can be.
Yeah, yeah. I think especially from a British angle as well,
Because it
from
just, it
us.
was like, this guy is not good. It left a sour taste in the mouth, but I think that was really deliberate. Like, I think that was one of the positives for me of the film. Like this guy just relentlessly chases this ambition, stopping at nothing, causing absolute chaos in his wake. And then the very end of the film, he sees his newborn son for the first time and sort of just starts sobbing, like gutturally sobbing. Thought the acting there was really good.
Oh, that was my next. That was my actual final point.
Oh, I'm so
I feel like
sorry.
I've said all my points in one,
I'm so sorry.
but no, but that's my final point. I thought that his acting on being a new father and the emotion showed there was fantastic.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I choose to read it. I think you can choose to read it however you like. But I think I choose to read it that he kind of, because someone said online, they were like, why would this vapid narcissist come back to meet his child? Like, it doesn't fit with his character. But I think it does fit with his
I agree. I
character.
think it fits.
Yeah, I think he's done this thing and he's achieved that goal of beating that guy
Now to find a new goal.
at table tennis. And then he sees this vulnerable, tiny human child who belongs to him. He finally says, I'm the father, out loud to someone else. And he goes, I'm the father. And he just sort of breaks down crying. Like, I like to think it's a realization of what is actually important in life. Like, I can't quite put a pin on it, but I think it had a beautiful arc.
See, I saw it as he's now going to achieve that goal, that ambition that has consumed him over the last however long.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about a year? I feel
No, I've
like is
no
it 2 years?
idea.
Anyway, I thought it was about a year. Anyway, and that's all consumed him. Now he's done with that. He's now got this new thing that that same realization of this is now important.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't important before, but
So
now he sort of realizes it.
Did you think the acting throughout was good?
Yeah.
I thought he was
Yeah,
sensational.
I thought the acting throughout was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure I liked the character he was playing. And I didn't understand whether we were meant to root for him or not. When you said that you were rooting for him for majority, would you say?
No, but kind of at the end, when he
Yeah.
was playing Endo in the final match, I did want him to win. Which is interesting because he is an awful person.
From when he started getting humiliated
Yeah.
to do this, because it reaches the point where he just literally is flat broke, cannot afford to get a taxi around the corner, and then he goes up to the Rockwell guy with the pen and says, "Look, I'll do the match. I'll do anything." And he says, "Let me spank you with this."
I forgot that. That's what I just went
at this very posh party in front of everyone, and you need to take your pants down as well.
That was really
and it was horrible. It was humiliating. And then at the end of the exhibition match, if they said the loser has to kiss a pig, and it was scripted that he was going to lose, so because they wanted the Japanese people to root for their champion, right? And then he wasn't even going to be able to compete in the championship afterwards. And for me, that point, I was just like, nah, stick it to them. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Win the bloody game.
The spanking scene was crazy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But at that point, I was rooting for him in his goal. But throughout the entire film, I was rooting for him and Rachel together.
Such a romantic.
I was rooting for them as a family to eventually, at the end, find each other and be together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than his own personal narcissistic goal.
But Rachel was just as bad as he was.
Oh yeah.
So at one
and we realized that towards the end. But
at one point, she's heavily pregnant and she's married to another man, obviously. And she comes to Marty and she's like, "I need help." She's got this big black eye. Marty's like, "Right, we'll sort it." He finds her a room with a friend of his. He sorts her out, and she starts crying at one point. And he goes to like touch her face, and it smudges black.
And so, she's had this fake black eye the entire time.
She's faked the black eye. But worse than that, when Marty saw the black eye, do you remember this? He went and like beat up the husband.
I thought he killed the husband.
I thought he killed the husband too. So he didn't kill the husband. The husband lived. The husband lived to beat up his wife another day, even though he didn't. But then he did get very angry. Oh, what happened? Did she leave there and then? She
admitted to him that the baby isn't his.
And then
he got really angry and started throwing stuff about the house.
But then did Rachel go back to Marty? I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because then they end up in the car looking for that dog who was called Moses for the old guy.
Oh no, she got found. No, she went to go and do a hustle by selling a dog to the original owner that looked identical to the dog that they thought they had found.
To try and swindle him.
That was his. To try and swindle him to get the money, to get Marty the money. But then he discovers this in the process, doesn't give her the money, and starts chasing her down the street. And she ends up getting captured, and then he gets Marty, and then they have to get the dog.
That's exactly what happened. I thought that was very well written and actually very dramatic.
It was very good.
And like, the one thing I said, the pacing of this film, I really liked it. Like, it just kept going off. Like a fireworks show?
Yeah, like a firework after the other, and you feel like it's at the end. Oh no, there's another one.
And at no point was I thinking, oh, this is where this is going to go. Like, it was completely surprising. Sometimes, when you can predict a film and you're a little bit like, ugh, can I really be bothered to sit here for 2 hours? Example, Avatar 3 Fire and Ash. Still hating on that. Yeah, have you got anything?
We've gone two podcasts past that one.
And I will bring it up every single time and tell you how much I didn't like it. Have you got anything else on your review for your escalator review?
I do not. What else do you have?
So I have a couple things. Some are silly, some are quite important. Did you know I spent the whole time, I used to sell glasses for my job. And the whole time I was looking at this guy with these glasses on, I was like, that prescription's real. because it did that thing where with its minification of his eye, so it
Yes.
made his eye look smaller, and I was like, I wonder if Timothy Chalamet's got really strong minus prescription. And then on occasion, the glasses would swap, and they would be plain glass. And I feel like nobody else would notice that. But
I didn't at all.
Constantly looking at people's glasses, I thought the glasses were really cool. I think glasses as a costume tool is really interesting.
Yeah.
Really interesting. And I thought it aged the piece very well because he had those wire back frames.
Yeah, you have to peel all the way behind your ear.
Exactly. And I was like, that prescription's real. And it annoyed me, and I looked it up, and apparently what Josh Safdie did was he put a corrective contact lens in to correct for the minification. So like if Timothy Chalamet was wearing like a -4 glasses,
yeah,
he corrected for it with contact lenses
so
that he could see. So that he did actually wear real glasses.
That's really cool.
Isn't that really cool? And then there was an interview clip with him, and it was like, I couldn't see a thing. Like, no wonder you couldn't see a thing with like your +4 lenses and your -4 glasses.
Yeah.
Like, the poor bloke couldn't see a thing.
That is commitment to the art.
I think that's commitment to the bit, and it's because the real guy, Marty Reisman, or however you pronounce it, did have thick glasses, and I think he wanted it to look the same. But I just thought that was quite interesting because I noticed it, and then I was like, no one else is gonna care about that.
No.
I thought that was very cool. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, a lot of the stuff we've already talked about, like the fake black eye, the crimes of his ambition. I think this film is about almost a toxic ambition, letting your own goals, like in this world of put yourself first and self-love and make yourself happy, like it can be quite detrimental. And if you let that go too far, like that's what I read from this film.
Well, from the very first moment of the swimmers and him being the father of Rachel's baby, he has the responsibility.
Yeah, and he's not willing to.
And he is not willing to take that responsibility until the baby is born.
Yeah, I just think the whole thing was potentially pointing at how damaging ambition above all else can actually be. And the other thing I wanted to discuss with you was the Auschwitz honey scene.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up actually. Yeah, that was it felt like quite extreme.
So
I'm not sure why it needed to be brought up, but
a friend of his was in Auschwitz.
The former champion who he was good pals with
was in Auschwitz, and Marty gets him to tell the story to Rockwell. They're both Jewish. I think that's quite important to the actual plot itself, like New York raised Jewish. And his friend is telling this story to Rockwell, and then like we as an audience cut to seeing it happen. And he's diffusing these bombs out in this wood, and he finds a beehive, and he finds the raw honeycomb, and he rubs it on himself and puts his clothes back on, and he goes back to the camp, and other people in the camp lick the honey off his like hairy chest
for the nutrition, yeah,
for the calorific value, I suppose, the nutrition in the honey. And I was watching it, and I was like almost appalled at what I was looking at. And then I was like, hang on a second, this is really sad. Like, this is really desperate. This is graphic in an almost, not depressing, but like graphic in quite a harrowing way. And I just wondered what you thought of the honey scene.
Well, again, I thought it was, I was a bit like, I don't think a story like that would have really happened.
It was a strange.
If it did, then I completely take that back. But it was a bit of a strange tangent, I think, at the time, that I was completely unprepared for it.
Me too.
But with the same sort of feeling of this is desperately sad.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure things similar to that, at very least, did have to happen. And that's how bad the conditions were, and the Holocaust was absolutely horrific.
it kind of piled onto my. I'm not quite sure what the point of this film is. Like, I left it and I was like, I don't really know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was that a cautionary tale about ambition? Was it a criticism of the American dream? Was it just a comedy drama that had all these little pockets of things that Josh Safdie wanted to look at? Like, I didn't really understand why the film, like the why of the film, if that makes sense. The why of the film. It looked great.
It was really good.
I loved the styling. I loved the. At one point, they cut to that Japanese news.
The newsreel
section.
Yeah,
that was brilliant. I really liked that. Timothy Chalamet was spectacular. I loved his wardrobe. Very cool, very chic. And his skin texture, he had like acne pitting prosthetics.
Interesting.
Which I thought were really good.
Topical, considering we're watching Chad Powers.
Chad Powers, yeah.
At the minute.
Chad Powers, NFL star, who doesn't miss a Doubtfire.
Like Chad Powers and Marty Supreme,
it's a TV
same
show.
person.
A lot of it I really liked. I really liked the lady who played Rachel. Whose name I did look up and I've just forgotten it. She was sensational.
Fantastic.
And for once in my life, I didn't mind Gwyneth Paltrow.
You take that back.
I'm so sorry.
You take that back.
I won't. She was good. I'm so sorry.
Spoiler alert, Timothée Chalamet knows what the candle smells like.
Grim. That was also grim. Like, why are you eating her out in the middle of a park? What is going on in this film?
It was grim.
It was really good. I would recommend watching it highly.
I would recommend watching it. If you are like me, though, and don't like adultery and don't really like people being dishonest, not sure it's for you either. No.
Fair enough. So we've gotten to the bottom of the escalator.
We've got to do our... we're doing our popcorns and hot dogs.
Yes.
I've forgotten the order of things.
We've got to the bottom of the escalator.
I'm getting thrown off by the camera.
I'm getting thrown off by the camera. I don't really like the camera. Unless this does really well on YouTube and TikTok.
I hope people are enjoying my job. That's all I
can't stop fidgeting, and I feel like that's the one thing that'll be really obvious.
Nah, it's all right.
You think it's fine? Anyway, got to the bottom of the escalator. Review is final. What would you give it out of 5 hot dogs?
I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Interesting. Why?
It's just I thought it was a great film, and I don't have a lot of bad things to say about the actual completion of the film, about how they executed it, I should say. I don't have a complaint about how they executed it. I just don't think it was for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just how it was written and the characters. But I don't think it's a bad film because of that. And I think that's just my personal preference.
But you liked it if you gave it a 4
But I liked it. I thought it was a good film.
Yeah.
What was your popcorns?
You weren't going to ask me there for a second.
I was doing a dramatic pause.
Sure.
Play the camera.
Sorry. I'm really swithered on this. I'm going to give it 5.
You're giving it 5 out of 5?
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. A couple things did annoy me slightly, but I think they were so minor that it was... I mean, I can't put my finger on the why of this film, but that didn't detract enough of my enjoyment from it to mark it down a full point.
Yeah.
So I really liked this film. It completely subverted my expectations of what it was going to be. I think the trailer was really not the one. I don't think the trailer sold this film to me at all.
Agreed.
Social media did. And
well, you sold it to me.
Yeah, well, I dragged you along. I was like, the Guardian...
Kicking and screaming.
The Guardian gave it 5. We have to go. So I think it was really good. I'm really glad we went to see it. It was really good. I enjoyed the way it looked. I enjoyed the score. The score was really cool. I don't know if you remember much of the music. I can't remember
noticing the score, to be completely honest.
I think sometimes that's a sign of a really good score.
Probably.
A really beautifully done, really subverted expectations. Timothée Chalamet was incredible. There were a couple of one-liners in there that I thought were really made me laugh.
Yeah.
Again, I was the only person laughing in the cinema, but
no, we both were.
The score was brilliant. The way it looked was spectacular. And
Just the theming in general.
the
It was
theming so cool.
cohesive across a very good and stylish time period, I think.
And the one-liners that made me laugh were great. There was one point it was like, "You want to get physical, like an ape?" And I was just like, "Oh, come on!" That was so good.
That was funny.
It was a funny film. It was punchy. It was fast. I liked the pacing. I liked being like jostled around like I was on a roller coaster, and I thought he was brilliant. He's not a draw for me. So the fact that it was Ping Pong and Timothy Chalamet, none of those things really appealed to me particularly. But I think people have gone because they like Timothy Chalamet, and I think if you like him, you will really enjoy this movie because
for
he
sure.
shines. He shines. I thought Rachel, the actress who played Rachel, was also spectacular. And I think if you like either of those two, you would enjoy the movie.
Yeah, they've sort of bounced off each other and made each other shine, I think.
And I found out in the car on the way home, the actress who played Rachel is younger than me. So that was really depressing. What a spectacular woman.
Always depressing when you find out somebody who's really, really successful in that way is younger than you, isn't it?
Exactly. So
we're at Guess That Tomato now.
It's time for
Guess That Tomato.
Guess That Tomato. This is the point of the podcast where Chris and I respectively guess the Rotten Tomatoes score, both from the audience and the critics, and then check it to the actual rating. Sweetheart, what have you got for audience?
I'm going to get the Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, do you want me to go first then?
Up? Yes.
So for audience, I think this will have gone down a storm. I've given it 91.
You're going 91 for audience.
For audience.
Oh, I've gone 88 for audience.
Very close. Very, very close indeed.
What have you gone for critics?
And then for the critics, I've gone quite similar. I've gone 89.
You've gone 89.
What have you gone?
Oh, I've gone 82.
Okay, again, quite similar.
Drum roll, please. For the critics, we have on the tomato meter. 94%.
I think I win that one.
So that means Rachel wins that one.
I take that one. 94 is spectacular.
94 is high.
Wow.
For critics.
What's the audience?
The popcornometer. It's at 83.
Wow.
So I win that one.
You win that one. So it's 50-50.
So it's a draw. Whoa.
Wow. I'm amazed the audience didn't like it as much as the critics did.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
When does that ever happen?
Very, very rarely. It has happened previously in one episode. I can't remember which one it was.
I can't remember what for.
No. Anyway, do we have a shout out for this week?
I don't have anybody off the top of my head. You've thrown me under the bus and I've not picked it up. You've thrown me. You've hiked me the American football. You've sent me the ping pong ball, and I've dropped it.
And you've dropped it
over the line.
So on that note, we'll leave it there.
No, we can't leave it.
Yeah, we can. You dropped the
ball.
No,
we can't.
Let's let it lie. See you later, everyone. Have a great week. And we'll see you next week.
Leaving it there? See you next week, guys.
Wait, if you want to think of someone right off the top of your head right now.
No.
That's the end. Bye.
I feel like I completely balled that one up.